Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
Hi, I'm Rena.
And this is going to be the games we backed for October. The games I currently backed, yes, I got the month right, I'm all good there. The games we backed for October, these are the games, the 20 campaigns that I looked at in terms of October. In general, as usual, as we go through these are going to be the games, the campaigns that I wanted to back, that I was in some way intrigued by, considered backing, and then what decision I made around those. This is not all the campaigns for October. This is only the ones that pulled my attention enough that I wanted to, and then hopefully in most cases did not. Speaking of in most cases, for this particular month, we backed
7.
We backed 7, starting off on a high. We backed 7. She didn't know that. That was a guess.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was right?
7 games. 7 campaigns have been backed of these 20. Now, this particular month, by the way, has a few with the caveat. There's one of those caveats I tend to give where it's like, I want the publisher to send me a game, and I think they are, but I don't know if I would have backed it otherwise. And I try to go with what I think I would have done when I know a game is being sent to me or when I wonder. We'll go through those, but those don't count against the 7. Or the only ones that count are the ones I actually backed or, completely would have either way. Past that, as usual, these are campaigns that end in October. Meaning if you're looking at this and saying, hey, what about this campaign or what about that campaign, take a look at the end date of these campaigns. These are only referencing campaigns that end in October. If your campaign ended November 3rd and you're like, but I thought you backed it, maybe I did. We'll talk about it next month. And with that, starting off the bat, what are you looking at?
I'm trying to decide what that noise is.
That noise, it's probably like a giant salamander outside. I'm assuming, honestly, just from the way it made that little squelch noise. Yeah. Starting off the bat with Age of Comics The Golden Years. That's going to be our first campaign. Age of Comics The Golden Years, a worker placement game about building up a comic book industry. Trying to slowly develop the comic industry, find your market, come up with the best comics in the best genre, sell them to the target audience through worker placement. That's basically what it is. Worker placement, comic book distribution. Running a comic book, everything.
I feel like I'm just going to start off on such a bad note, but I don't think you backed this one.
I did not back this one. So overall, Age of Comics The Golden Years is one that definitely looked interesting, very much a unique theme. For me, the thing that didn't necessarily stand out off the bat is that I didn't see a particular aspect that made me say, yes, I need this game. I like worker placement. I like the theme. I think I would enjoy this game. But as usual, I'm looking for reasons not to back as much as I'm looking for reasons to back.
Like you have a bunch of stuff that's similar-ish, sort of.
Worker placement is fascinating in the sense that it's one of the more used genres, and it's a genre I like. I just need a reason that says, this is the worker placement game to get. And I didn't see that here. It doesn't mean it's bad. It might be great. Had I played it, I might be like, this is incredible. I want it. I often am compelled by fun games. But I just didn't have a chance to play this one, and it looked good, but didn't look like, hey, I absolutely have to get you. And also, so it wasn't necessarily cheap. Minigame campaigns more and more aren't cheap off the bat. You're not talking about the same as getting a game at retail. There's more of a commitment, more of an investment. Sometimes there's more goodies along the way. But yeah, overall, I passed an Age of Comics, but looked cool. Then we have Age of Inventors. Age of Inventors. Run your lab, purchase equipment, another Age game. We have Age right off the bat. Yeah. Age of Inventors is
because you put them in alphabetical
sort of worker. I did put it, yes, but it's sort of worker placement as well. There's a degree of worker placement in this one. This is one where you're building out inventions and inventors. You're trying to match them up as you try to figure out exactly. Whenever you put down an inventor, you put your own tile down. Then there's a degree of worker placement. You can go to different zones. You can put people down onto the inventors, and if it's your inventor, you get a perk for it. You're also building inventions, which give you a one-time bonus. Inventions have to go around certain inventors, and you're trying to manage all of this to get as many points as possible by building the right inventions, getting the right inventors, moving up a few different tracks, having a few different tools you can add to your lab, having all the inventor cards come out, figure all that. Basically, I mean, I can go through more.
I was going to say, how many games are there total?
How many games? There's 20 games. What do you mean? We cover this. There's 20 games.
No, you said that there are 7 that you backed. You didn't say how many that there were.
Yeah, I said 20. I said 20.
You said 20?
I did say 20.
Totally missed that.
Yep.
My fault. I think you did back this one.
I did not back this one. I am getting sent a copy. This is one where that does not count. I told you. This is one where the publisher is sending me a copy, and it's one that I definitely enjoyed. For me, I overall felt it was a solid game. I overall liked this one. But the main complaint I had, and it's one that they addressed it to a degree, but the main complaint I had was that I felt that the whole board element felt a little bit underutilized. The actual resource engine was very compelling. I actually played this one. I enjoyed it. The resource engine was very tight, very, very solid. But there's lots of games that have a tight resource engine that they give you. I felt this had a lot of good concepts and possibly could. What are we looking at?
I need it off of the.
I have had a lot of good concepts.
Very helpful.
And one that overall, yeah, I liked it without liking it enough to back it. But I believe they're sending me a copy, and I'm happy to get this one.
Awesome.
From there we have Daybreak. Daybreak from the creators of Pandemic. Daybreak is a game about managing a whole bunch of what's it called? It's from the creators of Pandemic, and it's a game about what's the right word? I'm trying to think of the word. Clean energy. Clean energy. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a game about managing clean energy, trying to figure out how to make sure you can cure the ecological aspects or the downside of Earth and all that stuff as you go through this from the designer of Pandemic, and that's really the main compelling aspect.
I really don't know. Because on one hand, we really like Pandemic.
I know, that's a very compelling aspect, right?
Can I push it to the end and guess later?
Nope, that's not how this game works.
What if we made it Jeopardy and I have someone that I can call and ask for help?
Go ahead, where's your phone?
It's upstairs next to
Well,
my
I'll
cricket.
just wait here and just stare at the phone. Stare at the screen. Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not actually going to go do it, but we should totally install that I can get one
for
phone
it.
call.
Go for it.
I'm not going all the way upstairs to go get my phone. I'm going to say that you did back it.
I did not back this one.
Okay.
Honestly, she's not
I was
wrong.
off to such a good start, and then I just...
The aspect of... Well, you say yes to Age of Inventors? You're already wrong for that one, too.
Yes, I said I was off to a strong start, because I said no to Age
Oh,
of Comics. I would
gotcha.
guess how many games you guessed correctly, and then I went...
Yeah. Daybreak from the creator of Pandemic is enough of a reason to be compelled by it, and it's one that I
Yes.
definitely do want to try at some point. But I'm fine not trying it now. I'm fine picking it up. Like, for me, the art style totally did not pull me in. Nothing about what I'm looking over here pulls me in. The only thing that was pulling me in is the creator of Pandemic, and that's a great reason, in theory.
There's lots of games that we played that the artwork doesn't pull me in either.
Yeah, 100%. This might be amazing. Totally fine with that. Also, didn't back it. Moving on to Draft and Write Records.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
A Draft and Write Records, a roll and write drafting game of creating the perfect band. You're going to be drafting cards, drafting them, and then you're going to be applying whatever you drafted to different areas of your board. You're going to be adding band members with different synergies as far as how they connect lines and create different synergies. They'll then cascade into this area over here. You're also gathering various icons that will go in this area. Whenever you connect different icon patches, you're going to go ahead. How much was it? How much was it? Mm-hmm. Oh, it was $35 for the main game and like $99 for like the all-in with all these other stuff and everything.
I think you backed this one.
I did back this one. Draft and Records was fantastic. I had a chance to play this one. I really liked it. It gave me very strong Ganshon Clever vibes. The theme...
that's what it felt like.
Theme could not care less about. Theme does not do it for me at all. This is a game about creating a band. I don't...
Like on tour.
I don't care about the theme of that either. You're right. I don't do road trips either. But I don't know. I mean, On Tour feels more... The theme of On Tour gets to me more. This one, not that like it's not amazing, but like sure, you're going on a road trip, you're drawing lines, makes sense. The idea of creating a band for me is so off from what I'm interested in. I just don't care about that at all. But the actual gameplay was very satisfying, very, very satisfying. Lots of daisy chaining, lots of opportunities for ways you can do this. I really enjoyed it.
Chaining you always have chaining.
I like chaining. This is another strong one in the roll and write or verb and verb daisy chaining genre. We have Fateforge Chronicles of Kaan. Fateforge Chronicles of Kaan on Mighty Boards is an RPG. Don't stop. Tabletop RPG style board game. A degree of RPG role playing, adventures, all that stuff. A degree of you're managing your characters, going through pathways of trying to figure out what's it called. There's a degree. Okay, let me take a step back. There's a story in this game. There's a story that you're going through and making choices as you go through the story. And each story is going to lead to little scenarios where you're going to pop up, a little bit of a map and then go through using your characters and trying to roll dice and assign them different attributes, leveling up your characters, gathering more gear that you can then assign dice to as you try to figure out how to go through this slow progression. I did not back it.
Okay.
Yeah. Fateforge was great. I played it. I enjoyed it. Also, there's so many campaign games in this genre for me, and what Fateforge didn't stand out enough for me. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But if I'm thinking of whether I'm going to pick this one out and play it over Gloomhaven or any of these other campaign games I'm going through.
You're going through so many campaign games. I don't see. I mean, for all I know, there's another campaign game coming up in 3 more games. But still,
for me, it's a question about how compelled I am and how interested I am. And I enjoyed Fateforge, and Gloomhaven obviously is a high bar. But if I'm thinking through role-play adventures, Gloomhaven, Hofflemachus, I'm thinking through the campaign games I'm currently going through. Fateforge just wouldn't be one that gets the time. I enjoyed it. I think it's solid. I think it's very accessible. I think if you back this, you'll have a good time. I certainly had a good time. I gave it like 8 hours, which is plenty of time. But it's not one that I feel the need to dive into more.
All right.
Then we have Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict. This is from Jay Cormier. This is
all your games are super dark lately.
I hear ya. Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict. This is a 2-player asymmetric game that is also a 4-player or 3-player asymmetric game that also has a solo mode. Basically, the core gameplay model of this is 2-player. You're playing as different asymmetric factions, either like this dark, and this is based on a comic book, Harrow County, and it's a game which you're going to have like the spirit of a witch that was burned or something like that, and her blood rises up to the ground, and she's now reborn and stuff. It's dark. It's dark. You said it's dark. It's dark. And you're going to be going up through all of that aspect, and then you have these two, so you have this faction of like the family, which is the vestiges of this witch or whatnot, and you have the villagers or whatnot with like I can't remember her name, but the character who's like you're fighting off of these different asymmetric sides.
I don't think you backed it.
I haven't even finished talking about it. There's so much more to go through.
Did you back it?
No, we're not there yet. Do you want to guess now?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I did not back it.
Okay.
Harrow County is one I did not back.
You knew way too much about it.
Well, I knew too much about it?
Yeah.
That means I didn't back it?
Yeah.
I played this like 7 times.
I'm so happy
But yeah,
for you.
Harrow County is one that I like this game, and this is one that I do hope I get sent a copy, but it's one that I didn't like it enough, at least where I was, to currently back it. The asymmetry in this game is very strong. The back and forth is very solid. But when I'm thinking of other games that I would play, like for instance, Mind Management is from the same creator as Mind Management, and like I would always pick Mind Management over Harrow County, at least based on where I am so far with it. For me, I thought it had a ton of variability, a ton of promise, a lot of developed things happening in the game.
But you didn't back it.
But ultimately, it's one that when I'm thinking of, am I likely?
One?
So far, I backed Draft Night Records, and yeah, only Draft Night Records. Yeah, we got plenty of time to get those other 6. But yeah, I like Harrow County. I hope I get a copy, but I wasn't backing this one.
I keep hearing Harrow County each time.
Harrow. What did I say?
I keep hearing
Harrow County.
I keep hearing
Harrow.
Hero.
I don't say words good. Anyways, moving on, we have Leaf. Leaf from Tim Eisner.
So cute.
Leaf is adorable.
There's so many plant games we've been playing.
There's so many horror games, so many plant games. Pick a theme. There's a horror plant game coming up. It's got a tree, well, no, not really. Leaf. Leaf is a game in which you're going to be placing down leaves to get different bonuses. You're going to be placing down these leaves. Let me see if I can show you how it works over here. If I can see a little pattern. Show me a pattern. Here we go. Place a selected leaf. You place them, and all the leaves, wherever you place them, you're going to match up edges in different ways. Different leaves will match up in different pairings. To eventually, I want to see more. Show me more leaf patterns on the ground. I don't see more leaf patterns. There's leaves. There's patterns. They all connect. Here we go. Here's like you can see how different leaves all connect in different ways.
It's so pretty.
Yes. You're placing mushroom tokens depending on the leaves. Brown unless you move up the trunk. They all have different things that they let you do as you place down these leaves in different ways.
I am so torn.
Yeah, I totally hear you.
How much is it?
It is, the standard edition is $40. The deluxe edition is $65. Ay, caramba. Leaf. The game of horror falling leaves that don't get bagged up in time. Did you not see
our tree?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's bad. It's bad. The tree's falling down. It's all over the place.
No, not the whole tree. Only parts of the tree.
Only parts of the tree are falling down. It's all over the place.
I'm going to say you did back it.
Dun, 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 dun. I didn't back it.
You did?
I did not back it. No. Leaf is one that I definitely want. I definitely want to pick it up.
Well,
like many games. Yes, absolutely. But more so. Like, there's a tier. There's always tiers of how much I want something. And Leaf is in the higher tiers. This is one of those games that an inch to the right and I would have backed it. Or the left. Pick a side. I don't really care. But either way, Leaf looked very interesting.
Clearly.
It looked really good. It's the kind of thing that looks simple, looks engaging, and I probably I didn't back it. I didn't back it. Self-control. Moving on before I back it. Lunar Rush from Dead Alive Games. Lunar Rush is a game of trying to get your people to the moon, sort of. A little more complicated than that. Getting resources to the moon as you try to get them to the moon first, and then from there, once they're on the moon, you're then going to try to be spending those resources to build things on the moon. You're going to be building more stuff, which is where the worker placement puzzle comes in, because you're going to be placing your workers on the things you built on the moon in order to generate resources that you send back down to Earth. Those are resources when they get back to Earth.
Say that 3 times fast.
Those resources go back down to Earth, at which point you sell them on the market. The people who sell things faster will get more money for them. So you're constantly trying to juggle what you build, how you build it, building more efficiently later, building now because it's more expensive, and that's basically Lunar Rush. Get resources to the moon, build stuff, send things back down to Earth, sell them.
Wow.
It's like running a lemonade stand, just like with very, very expensive transit.
Very expensive transit.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I currently backed, I think, still only one.
I think you backed this one.
Did not back Lunar Rush.
I give up.
No. This is one, I believe they are sending me a copy, and I'm happy to get a copy. This is one where I was on the fence about.
It reminds me of a game we played a really, 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 really long time ago. It had a moon.
Uh-huh.
And we rolled dice.
Alien Frontiers.
Nope, not that one.
No? Which one?
Okay, had a moon.
Okay, cool. You roll dice, yes. Alien Frontiers, yes. But
and then, depending on if it was in sequential order, if they were all the same.
Right now, everyone in chat is typing, yes, Alien Frontiers. Go ahead, tell me more.
Is Alien Frontiers one of the dice?
Alien Frontiers has dice.
No, not the dice, the cards.
Alien Frontiers has cards, too.
I can't remember which game
What else do you do in this? Did you have a center moon area?
I don't remember.
We
had little, like...
Could a 4, 5, 6 knock out a 3, 4, 5?
Maybe.
Everyone in the chat's just typed, yes, we told you, Alien Frontiers.
I need to see a picture of it. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
The keyboard's too far away. I'm not typing.
That's fine.
Alien
I'll
Frontiers.
look it up later.
It's okay. Chat's got my back.
This is why I need to have my phone.
It's okay. Last month, chat had your back because last month you were talking about Super Fantasy Brawl, and there were like 17 people who were like, Super Fantasy Brawl, Super Fantasy Brawl. I didn't find out till after the video, but I did find out before chat got to it.
By the way, each time when you go, this is the game, I'm like, really?
This is a game! Well, I do this thing. I talk. It's a game. This is a book. Okay. The next one's going to be a book. Anyways, yeah, so this is one where I'm happy they're sending me a copy. I am happy because I liked the game. My biggest problem is visually I was not pulled in by this one. I said this in the review. Visually,
That's so pretty.
It's interesting. Visually, it just doesn't do anything for me. But every time I when I play it, I liked it. But like visually, I'm just not compelled. Like I want this game to be like totally different in terms of the look with the same actual mechanics. But either way, that's Lunar Rush. Moving on, we have Majesty of Dragons.
Definitely not a book.
It's actually a book. No, it's not a book. Majesty of Dragons. This is a two-player game of dragon combat. You're trying to basically win the game in one of like 5 different ways. You can
really cool.
You can either collect certain sets of dragons, you can collect certain degree of strength to the dragons, you can fight your opponent and take down their dragons, you can just collect the main resource of the game and have enough of that. You're just trying to go for different win conditions, and whoever gets to a win condition first wins. Meanwhile, you're collecting dragons. Those dragons possibly will generate more resources for you. You're also collecting dragon lords. You're also collecting various progress cards and quests and doing all this stuff over here while you grab your dragon tribute. Just lots of stuff happening in this game as far as getting things and trying to figure out the best way to get all the things and just have dragons, fight dragons, be the best dragon person, and all that kind of thing.
Be a dragon?
Be a dragon. 2-player, head-to-head. Dragon combat.
I think
to the
you
death.
backed it.
I backed it. Yes, I like this game a lot. It's one of those, it's definitely one of those that falls into the category of, I don't know, like, will it actually get pulled out and played? Like,
I don't know. I think it will. It looks like something that, like, other games that we have played that are similar, and we like that style game.
I like this one a lot. The back and forth was very solid. The Dragon Lords added a lot. The combat cards added a lot. The push and pull of different win conditions, really solid. I really enjoyed this one, and yeah, backed it. Awesome. Moving on, we have MORPHO, the social deduction game for 3 to 9 players.
Oh dear.
MORPHO is a resistance style game of having different roles.
What are you playing with?
9 people. Did we not cover this?
We're not backing it.
Did not back it. The MORPHO looked really cool. It did. It's also from Ice Makes, who have made Age of Civilization, which I really liked, and Age of Galaxy, which I need to play.
Why do you have 9 people?
So, well, you get 3 for 3 to 9. Why are you focusing on the 9? Focus on the 3.
Because you said 9.
3 to 9 players.
Or the 3.
Oh, well, I mean, those could be anyone. But ultimately with MORPHO, the main problem is that this is falling into the hidden role game. This MORPHO might be amazing, it might be incredible, but I have found consistently that the games I like are Quest and One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Those are the games that fall into the genre when I play these, and as you're saying, I don't play these as often as I used to, because usually I used to play games at much wider player count variety, anywhere from 2 to like 8 players. Nowadays, like ever since COVID, like I find it's rare that I even have 5, and when I have 5, I'm playing El Grande or something amazing like that. And it's rare that I have 6 or more. So practically speaking, the need for hidden role games has gone down for me over the years, and the combination of that, and the fact that the few times it does happen, I'll probably play the Resistance or Quest or One Night Ultimate Werewolf. So yeah, so MORPHO looked cool. Definitely wanted to back it, hence the conclusion of this list, but no, did not back it. We have Naturopolis, a solo and cooperative countryside building game.
Oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun,
I think you backed it.
dun, 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 dun. I did back it. I'm realizing it says on some of these I backed them already. That's not actually good. It should not tell you this.
Totally missed that.
Yeah.
Totally did not see that.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's bad. I forgot to open this in incognito mode.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm trying to go back. Draft and write should say I backed it up here, hopefully.
Nope.
Late pledges. Why does it not say I backed it? Yeah, here you go. You're a backer. You see? Interesting.
I love that you think that I can see that.
No,
that
I'm
is
glad.
tiny.
I'm
I
glad.
can't read that.
And did I do it on Lunar?
Do you want me to close my eyes for 5 seconds while you check? I can wait.
Follow along.
Here
This
you go.
one, you see Majesty of Dragons, I'm looking, it does not look like I'm a backer here in this one.
Are you
I
sure?
should be a backer in this one.
Uh-oh.
I'll have to go check the late pledge
Do you
in this
want to
one.
go check the next?
No.
Say you don't have to look.
No, it's all good. We're just going to hope that we don't notice this. I'm going to hope that this
totally
is not a
gonna notice
factor.
it now. Hey, look, it even says a belated thank you for all your support. Would you like to go double check?
Yeah, no, it's all good. Well, that's not to me. That's a general pledge thingy. Anyways, apparently some of these things it's listed, and I just realized I usually open this in incognito mode to avoid this problem. Forgot to do that, so here we
you
are.
remembered to hit record, so that's much more important.
Naturopolis. Yes, this is a.
You did back it.
I did back it.
I know.
It's from Button Shy Games, and it continues the Agropolis and Sprawlopolis line.
Which
yes,
are
I backed
already
it. Makes it an easy conversation, and I guess cover thine eyes. I guess.
Okay, I'll close my eyes now. Open
Close my eyes.
Is it my safe?
Yeah, you can look.
Okay.
9 Days Kingdom. 9 Days Kingdom. This is from the same creator as 9 Minute Kingdom.
I like this game.
And it's a roll.
You totally backed it.
I totally did not back it.
Why?
Because this looked. So for context,
I really, really, really like the other one.
I know, and I thought I would back this.
And why didn't you?
2 reasons.
It's
One,
rolling
it's
right.
print and play.
And?
I don't do print and play.
Yes, you do.
I've backed like a few of them, and I haven't played. I don't play them.
If you send me the files, I'll print them.
Secondly, is the way you're supposed to play this game. If you go down here, is you're supposed to actually draw This.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
I'm not inclined.
You can't even just draw colors because colors could vary. You have to draw colors. Like if you're playing cartographers, at least you can just draw colors and call it a day. You have to draw.
Plan. I can make stickers.
That feels like a lot of work for this game.
I have a cricket.
We really liked 9 Minute Kingdoms. You haven't seen the review of it? There's a review coming. We really liked it. I totally thought I would back this as soon as it popped up. I was like, I will back it, even though, like, even with the roll and the print and play aspect.
I said you backed it.
Yeah, I knew you'd fall for this one. Anyways, but then I got up to the part where I was like, oh, you actually have to draw colors and buildings. I'd rather just play 9 Minute Kingdom. That's what I am with this.
I can't draw.
Yeah, I recommend 9 Minute Kingdom. I recommend checking it out. 9 Dice Kingdom might be fantastic. I will probably never know.
Draw.
Yeah,
no.
so it looks cool, but
Alright, fine, I fell
pass
into
on that one.
Alright, next.
Moving on, we have Pueblo. I butchered the, how do you pronounce that?
Pueblo?
Pueblo, yeah. Okay, I said Pueblo or something like that on my video, and people were not happy with me.
Pueblo.
I got a lot of comments. People were like, do you speak English? I'm like, it looks like Pueblo. I don't know this. I don't know what this is.
It's the same idea as quesadillas.
Yeah, you don't want to tell people that. So fun fact, story time. The most embarrassing word that I've ever mispronounced is quesadillas. And if you're wondering what a quesadilla is...
It's a quesadilla.
It's a quesadilla. Because it looks like quesadilla. And I just stuck with that. Granted, it was like 10 years ago, but I still was like 22 or 23 when I found out that quesadillas are pronounced quesadillas. And if you're like, Alex, haven't you ever had a quesadilla before at that point in your life? The answer is no. I had not. So, yeah, I'm glad we had this talk. Thanks for that. That was helpful. Anyways,
that was funny.
What did you say again? How do you count this again?
Pueblo.
Pueblo. Yeah, I don't know. It's just
even funnier if I pronounced it wrong.
That could well be. If I don't say the word, I just read it how it looks. Anyways, this is Pueblo. This is the game. It's not a book.
No, but we already played a game called The Game.
So, this is not a book, and it's not a book in which you're going to be placing down. You're basically, the goal is to try to move this guy around the pathway, trying to make sure your own pieces are obscured. Okay, you want negative points. You deal penalty points to players. So you're trying to place your things and then move in a way that your own color is obscured as much as possible, which will hopefully help you win.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, well, you're constantly moving. You're trying to hide. You're trying to hide is what it's doing. So it's place, move, place, move, place, move, hiding your own blocks within the patterns that you construct, and scoring negative penalty points to people who can be seen. I did not get it. No. It looked cool. I wanted to get it.
I just have so many other games that are like this genre that I would much rather play.
Well, my main issue with it was there was a reprint, and it was a reprint of a game that was like rated like, I can't remember the exact rating, but it was like a high 6 or something like that. So like I was like, hey, it looks like people like it, but don't love it. I don't need to try it out and add to it. But yeah. Moving on to Redwood. Redwood is one in which you have Redwood from, what's it called? Redwood from Sit Down Games. And Redwood is a game of, Redwood is a game about trees and lining up the perfect shot, the perfect photography shot. You're basically going to be moving these people on the board, and every single turn. You played this game. I did play it.
I remember this game.
Yes.
I don't know if you backed it or
Absolutely. It's a game about trying to manage moving your person around different zones on the board. So you're going to be taking a movement token, a movement thingy, as well as a shot thing. So you're going to try to line up a shot. You're trying to include different things against different backgrounds based on how you frame the shot, trying to be managing the different goals in the game. Every round you're unlocking a new goal that you're trying to take into account. Who said that?
You did.
Who said that?
No one did.
Are you guessing that?
Yes.
No, not back.
Okay.
I thought Redwood was... First of all, this is Sit Down Games. Sit Down Games have generally done a lot of interesting, innovative ideas in their games. I like what they do in their games. They did Magic Maze, which you do not like. This one... So I don't mind the line of sight part of this. I overall enjoyed Redwood while thinking that the overall finickiness of... Especially these boards over here. These boards where you stack everything. The overall finickiness of the experience was not, to me, comparable to what I got out of the scoring aspect of it. It does have the aspect of games like Cascadia, Calico, things that I enjoy where you're trying to line up multiple scoring points and figure out how to get the most points from different conditions. I enjoy that. And the concept of trying to guess where to move in order to line up the shot was intriguing. Again, Sit Down Games very innovative in what they do. The actual finickiness of managing everything versus the payoff of the experience, I liked it, but not enough to back it. That's Redwood. Moving on to Rise and Fall. This time with me logged out, so we don't have any of that following along issue, so you can't see that anymore. But Rise and Fall. Rise and Fall is a game, again, of trying to manage your hand of cards as you place down. You're going to be building out a terrain with the other players first, and then you have a hand of cards, and as you build different units, you're going to add cards to your hand. And whenever you play a card, you're going to activate all units and buildings and structures of that type. So what you're doing is, as you go through the game, you're trying to balance between activating more stuff versus activating different stuff versus activating more of the same. Are you going heavily on different types of things, or are you going to go on different, have the variety?
You backed it.
I did, but why?
It looks like Inkopolis, but more.
It is... not like Ingopolis, but it is more. It's delightful. I really enjoyed Rise and Fall. Rise and Fall
Awesome.
has a lot of managing of your hand as you figure out how to try to build out and augment your strategy in different ways. I thought it was really solid, really well done. Don't love the cover, actually. The cover or the name, for that matter, don't really stand out to me, but the actual game components were incredible.
Really
the components were incredible. These pieces
Great.
over here, wooden chunky meeples, all that. This is very solid. Highly recommend it. Then we have Spark Riders 3000. Spark Riders 3000.
That's a really cute thing.
That's the really cute thing.
I don't think you backed it.
Spark Riders 3000. Did not back this one. Rena and I did play this one already. This is one in which you're going to be...
Really cute thing.
It's a really cute thing. You have an app, and the app's guiding you through the journey in space. You're going to have different spaceships and different units coming around in different ways, and you're trying to manage the movement allocation of your people as far as where to go, what to do in this game. Trying to struggle between fixing different parts of the ship, shooting off baddies, and all that stuff.
Running.
And you having cars running around, different things happening in the game. Overall, the app basically managed a solid cooperative experience for ourselves. From the from the amount we went through the game, it seemed like it would be repetitive quickly as far as the game experience. It felt like a lot of it was in the charm of the game, and that the game mechanics were solid, but it didn't have the same depth of experience as I get from other cooperative experiences. And for me, it was like, I like it. I'm happy to get a copy and send it, but it's one which I just don't think I wasn't willing to double down on this one. Moving on to Tainted Grail, Kings of Rune from Awakened Realms.
You backed it.
Are you guessing right now?
Yes.
Tainted Grail, Kings of Rune. Yes,
Oh,
I backed
that's a book.
It has a book. It has a book. This is a book. Basically, it's 95% book, and then miniatures. This is Tainted
You
Grail.
love Tainted Grail. You get everything that's Tainted Grail.
No.
You don't?
I don't love Tainted Grail.
You don't?
Not yet.
Oh.
I like Tainted Grail.
I feel like all I've been hearing about is Tainted Grail.
No. Tainted Grail. So Tainted
Maybe
Grail.
I'm dreaming this.
Maybe. Tainted Grail is...
Was that right?
I backed it? Yeah, absolutely. Tainted Grail is what's it called? So I played through... Let's take a step back. Tainted Grail is an original game behind you over there on the shelf that I own, have not played, over here. Right? And it's one in which this is the Kings of Rune. This is the follow-up. It's standalone, so you don't have to have the original. And it's one that I've actually played through. I've played through the intro scenario of Tainted Grail, and I've played, or the intro first, whatever, and then I've played through these two scenarios, the two chapters they gave us for the prototype in Kings of Rune. I liked what I saw so far. I enjoyed the game, but I haven't played it enough to nearly say that I'm absolutely in love with it. But it's an easy back. In general, Awakened Realms games hold the value totally fine, and it's one which I'm happy to have the content for this one, because I enjoyed it enough that I want to continue to see where it goes. I arguably shouldn't have, just from the stance of I have so much content behind me, but this content was better. Tainted Grail in general, I have to figure out what to do with this one, because Tainted Grail, the big problem with it is that there was complaints about grind in the original game, and they addressed all those complaints in Kings of Rune. So I don't think I need both, but if I only was going to have one, I'd rather have the second iterated improved upon edition as opposed to the original edition, and also it does come with an upgrade kit for the first edition, so yeah, I backed it. But yeah, that's Tainted Grail, Kings of Rune. Moving on to Temple of Horrors. Temple of Horrors 2.0 from, I'm not going to pronounce that name. Temple of Horrors 2.0 is a Carcassonne-style dungeon tile laying game where you're also, when you encounter people in combat, you're going to be flicking little discs and cubes in these distant zones to try to figure out what your actual attacks or hits or shield or defense are as you move and explore and just find various baddies. Why not?
Because teeny tiny little things is just going to be a nightmare.
Oh, I totally wanted to back this one, but I did not. You're right. I didn't back this one. Ultimately, the combat system looked very intriguing. It looked like a fun little mini game within the game, and the general nature of just the dungeon crawling experience of this one. Like I said, it looked like Carcassonne.
It looks really cool. I just can't imagine doing the flicking.
Oh, I totally want to. That's the main aspect for me. But like, I wondered if it would feel too gimmicky as I played it more. So I wasn't sure if this would have staying power. But yeah, interested, but did not back this one. Brings us to two left. Two left. We have Terraforming Mars, the dice game.
I'm assuming yes. This is like one of your favorite games. Why on earth wouldn't you not back it?
So fun fact, this is an interesting one.
Oh my gosh, no.
No, I backed it. I did. But this is one where I actually didn't back it at first. I was like, I don't feel the need to back this one. It doesn't, because it didn't, the problem is Terraforming Mars is my favorite game. Ares Expedition managed to last. Once I got over my expectations for Ares Expedition, it's still in my collection now. But Terraforming Mars, the dice game, this one didn't look like Terraforming Mars to me. It looked very, very different. It looked like it has the theme of Terraforming Mars, but not actually the game of Terraforming Mars. And for me, this is one where I wasn't invested in this campaign or the game enough. It looked intriguing, wasn't invested enough. And then I was like, you know what? For $35, I want to get my hands in it. At the very least, I'll play it 5 times. I'll review it. I'll get it. Like, it's good content either way, and so I justified getting it for the fact that it's good content. I do not expect this to stay. From what I saw of this game, I don't expect it to stay. I think it is Terraforming Mars loosely and more other stuff that I didn't compel me enough. So I did end up going to late back this one, so I do have a copy coming, so you do count. It does count. It does win. But yeah, I was very on the fence about this one.
Okay.
And lastly, we have Wonderlands War, Shards of Madness, expansion, and reprint.
Okay.
And if you're trying to count how many I backed, I'm not going to help you with that. You're on your own.
The problem is that, yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Yes, I backed this one. So this is an easy one. This is basically a Wonderlands War expansion reprint. This is basically a few extra cards and content for Wonderlands War. This is a more of a reprint than an expansion. There's a loose amount of, hey, here's some extra content for the game, but it's primarily like, hey, here's Wonderlands War, which is getting rave reviews and everyone likes it. And yes, I liked it too. I played it, reviewed it, liked it, enjoyed it. And so they're like, hey, and also because it's a Kickstarter and it has to have more new stuff, we're going to have new stuff. So here's an expansion. Here's some like extra stuff, which was, I mean, I want the extra stuff. I don't think I need the extra stuff, but it's fun. You have more abilities, more cards, more powers. So yeah, I got the more abilities, more cards, more powers because it was a cheap way to get some more content for a game that I'm really currently enjoying. And that's what we have, which brings us to our usual game of the day.
Oh
if I could only back 3, which would it be?
Okay. Tainted Grail.
Okay.
You wish I remember all the other things.
Okay, we'll go through it. We have Draft Records. We have, we have Naturopolis.
Okay.
We have...
Not that one.
We have,
not that one.
what's called Rise and Fall. Tainted Grail.
It seems a lot less.
Terraforming Mars Dice Game. And Wonderlands War.
Okay, so I'm going to say Tainted Grail.
Yep.
Wonderlands War.
Yep.
And Sprawlopolis.
Okay, Naturopolis.
Naturopolis.
So, the answer would be Draft Records.
Really?
Draft Records will hit the line. Because the problem is many of these things fall into a category of I don't necessarily need them enough. Naturopolis is more content. I've only played Agropolis, the follow-up, like 3 or 4 times. I still play Sprawlopolis the most. So more games in that category, I don't necessarily need them. For me, so Draft Records, Rise and Fall. And then again, same thing with Wonderlands War. Wonderlands War has the same problem. It's just more content. The only one from those that I debated heavily is Tainted Grail. So it's a Draft Records. It is... What is it again? Draft Records, Rise and Fall, and Tainted Grail. And Tainted Grail versus Wonderlands War Shards of Madness is the one I was on the fence about, but eventually I went with a Tainted Grail for that pick. Those are the 3. And if I can only back 1...
I'm going to say Rise and Fall.
Rise and Fall. Rise and Fall was the most unique by far. Draft Records is excellent, but I have plenty of roll and write games that are also excellent. Tainted Grail is excellent, but I have the original Tainted Grail. I don't know if I need to get another one if I was only backing 1. Rise and Fall would be the one that made it if I could only back 1. And that's it. These are the games we backed for October. We'll be back next month with the games we backed for probably October again. I'll get the month wrong. It's all good.
November.
November. I know. That's the joke. But, in any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
I'm Mina.
And I hope you have a good one.